Hi, thank you for coming back to my channel again. Today I'm going to talk about you better learn how to deal with that narcissistic person, because if you don't, they're not going to stop. They are not going to stop. They're going to keep coming for you every time they see you. If they haven't seen you in 5 or 10 years, when they do see you, they coming for you. They trying to figure out what to say, what to do to get a reaction out of you, to make you feel bad. They're just stupid like that. That's all I got to say. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk about my sister today. And I'm going to tell you what the Bible says. You know, if we say that we love God and go right on hurting our brother or our sister, thinking nothing of it, we're a liar. If we can't love the person we can see, how can we say we love God? Let me give you another Bible verse. That one was John 4:20-21. The next Bible verse I'm going to give you is Jeremiah 9:4. It says, beware of your neighbor. Don't even trust your brother, for brother takes advantage of brother, and friends slander friends. They all fool and defraud each other. No one tells the truth. And when it comes to narcissistic people, they gonna do everything in their power to bring you down, to make you look bad in front of family and friends. And my sister, let me tell you, she was an expert at it for years until I learned how to deal with her and flip the tables on her. That girl know not to come for me now, because she never know what I'm going to do back to her. You know, while that narcissistic brain of hers is telling her to do crazy stuff, now she know I will do just something just as crazy. I'm just going to give you some examples of the mess that I dealt with just all my life from her. As a child, she knew that my dad's mom loved her dirty dogs. She could do no wrong. And she knew that my grandmother hated me. I couldn't wake up in the morning because that was wrong for my grandmother. And when my sister realized that she could do anything and then say I did it and I would get a beating, she did it. Oh yeah, she had fun with me in her childhood. She did it. My sister would do things like, I was always the tall one, tall and skinny. So my clothes never fit right on me. So when I started getting up to where I had a little babysitting job and I would go get me some pants that extra average size where they could fit me, every time I would start building up my wardrobe, she'd take my clothes and throw them down the incinerator. But if I did the same to her clothes, I'd tell my mom, hey girl, she threw my stuff down the incinerator. I would watch her gather my stuff and I'd be trying to fight her to make her stop. And she'd be walking down the hallway laughing, throwing it down the incinerator. And I would tell my mom, oh girl, go sit down. But if I did the same to her, I got a beating. Why is that? I not only got a beating, but she got new clothes. I didn't. I could never understand that foolishness. Whew. I'm just going to tell you some things that this girl has done to me over the years. That girl, she knew how to push my buttons. I can remember One Saturday, she got up and she aggravated me all day long. I mean, my mom was gone and this girl just aggravated me because she knew that if she aggravated me enough, that all of a sudden I would just blow up and explode. And she kept all day. She kept at it, kept at it, kept at it, kept at it. Until finally, I had had enough and I exploded. And she went running down the hallway. And I went running down the hallway after her. And she got to our kitchen area. And we had this big glass plate window in the kitchen. And she was just at it, just at it, just at it. And I looked around for something to throw at that heifer. I threw this glass bottle at her. She positioned herself in front of that window. And when I threw that glass bottle at her, she ducked. And when I broke that window, she went, I knew I could do it. I knew I could do it. I woke up this morning and I said, I'm going to cause her to break that window today. I knew I could do it. And I got it. I got you. When mama get home, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble. My mom got home. I tried to tell my mama she set me up. My mama didn't want to hear that. She beat my tail as she always did. My sister, she was so proud of herself. She was just, absolutely proud of herself. She, going around bragging about it to folks. Woo. I tell you, it never stopped. It never stopped. We would go shopping. She would have the money most of the time because she was getting money from, all kind of places. I can remember her taking me shopping one time. Told me to hold my arm out. She walking around the store and she's picking out everything. And she's throwing all of this mess over my arm. And I'm telling her, my arm is hurting, my arm. Girl, shut up. My arm was hurting. She had so much stuff over my arm. And my arm was hurting so bad, I finally just dropped it all. Oh, she was mad at me. Girl, I almost broke my arm and she didn't care. Because that's how narcissist people are. When I got ready to move from St. Louis to Atlanta, this girl told me how I was so stupid. And she'd give me 3 months to come back. Because you don't know how to move to another state and I don't know what you call yourself doing. You're going to be right back so I can continue messing with you. I was getting the hell away from St. Louis from her and my mom. Because let me tell you, I would participate in craft shows. Very creative. They would come to every craft show that I had. I'd be all happy. Oh, stand here for a second while I get me something to eat or go use the bathroom. We didn't come here for that. Ain't nobody got time for you. And they would leave. And they had to come at least 45-minute drive. And that puzzled me so bad as to why they would always ask me what craft show I'm going to be at next and then come and leave. That was that witchcraft my mom was using on me. And my sister, I'm sure she was a part of it. I'm sure she was. My sister used to call my house every Saturday morning because she know I was trying to sleep. My mom knew I was trying to sleep too because she know she had been robbing my sleep. And so I never really got rest during the week. I would get up dragging myself to work, trying to stay woke while I was there. My son was always with his dad on the weekend, and my sister knew it. She called my house every Saturday. Let the phone ring, 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 ring. After about the 30 or 40 ring, I'd file and pick it up. She wouldn't be on it. I could hear her and her kids in the background. And I said, what is wrong with this girl? And I'd hang up. 2 or 3 minutes later, she'd call back. I knew you was there. Get up. Get up out of that bed. I'm at in my own house. Why are you bothering me? Why are you calling me every Saturday with this foolishness? I'm trying to rest. I'm tired. You ain't around with you. Get your tail up. So I decided I'm going to start taking the phone off the hook on Friday night. Let me tell you what her and my mom started doing when I started doing that. If they call, my line would be busy. They come over to my apartment. And they were so stupid that when they would come over, they would stand outside my door. They would beat and knock and beat and knock. And both of them, they had this habit to where they would turn around, take their feet, and just beat the door. It would wake up all of my neighbors. I would lay there sometime just to see if one of them had a little common sense to realize you're not only waking me up, but you're waking up my neighbors. No, they didn't have common sense. I would finally get up and answer my door when I would hear the neighbors screaming and hollering. What is wrong with her folks? They do this every Saturday. What is wrong with them? I'm going to call the police. And I finally get up. Because I knew if they kept it up, I was going to lose my apartment with that foolishness. I didn't know what to do back then. I was in my early 20s. Didn't know what to do. I should have been the one calling the police to press charges. But my mom, she had me so scared of her. I'm grown, I'm in my own place, but I was still scared of her to a certain extent. Sometimes she would piss me off and I would go off the deep end. She'd stay away for a little while, and then she'd come right on back. That's one of the reasons why I was trying to get away from they tales. I told my sister before I left to move to Atlanta, call me now. Go ahead, call me every Saturday morning. I'm going to be the one taking the phone off the hook. We're talking back in the 90s. When you had to pay a long distance bill, I was waiting. You know that girl never called me again. Wouldn't even call or check on me to say hi or anything. People know what they doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. Because when she realized it was going to cost her, oh, I ain't calling that heifer. Ha! She ain't going to have me spending no money. It took me moving 550 miles to stop her from doing that. She went through so much abuse with her husband. And I was right there helping her. Getting moving trucks, getting movers, paying for storages. They was getting evicted one time. I took out a loan so she wouldn't get evicted with 3 kids. All the money that I have spent on my sister and her kids over the years, when I needed her the most, she was sitting back waiting on me to lose it all. Oh yeah. I was in such dire need one time, and I called my mama and my family and asked them, is there any way that they could help me? And they got a little money together. My sister told me she had $30. I know better. That girl sent $30. When I asked her, I told her thank you. You know, she got her tail on Facebook and try to out me, talking about folks needing money and they can't even say thank you. I could have outed her and say, I got a loan for you and you had a husband to keep you and your kids with a place to stay. And you ain't paid me one dime back. You know, I was at her house one time and she was counting out a bunch of money and I didn't have no money. And I asked her to give me some money to get something to eat. Huh? I ain't giving you no money to get nothing. You better go down in my basement and get you some bologna out the freezer. And you know what, guys? I was hungry. I didn't have no money. I went down in that basement, got the bologna out the freezer, let it defrost. and made me a couple of sandwiches. And I felt like this. My sister sitting up here counting out close to $2,000. Talking about she finna go shopping. And she can't even give me $10 to get anything to eat. She accused me of coming to her house one Easter to eat dinner. You just don't show up at nobody's house without calling them. You just coming over here to eat dinner. I looked at her, I said, really? Are you serious? You think I came to your house to eat dinner? You do realize I live in Atlanta. So I really don't think that I drove 550 miles to come to your house to eat dinner. Because the money I spent on gas alone, I could have bought my own dinner and cooked it in Atlanta. I'm thinking she's going to be happy because I'm surprising her showing up. Oh, no. No. My mom had hip replacement surgery one time, and she claimed she didn't have time to come by to help my mom. I drove all the way from Atlanta to go help my mom. This girl comes over to the house trying to upset me, because when she used to get me upset when I lived in St. Louis, she wouldn't stop until I'm screaming and hollering at the top of my voice. And so she thought, yeah, I'm gonna get her. Don't even care that your mama is upstairs, then had surgery. The only thing that's on your demonic mind is coming over to the house to get your sister's to get me screaming and hollering at the top of my voice. That's all she thought about. But this day, I fooled her. She come in the kitchen and she started. She opened up the refrigerator. She looking all around. What is all of this mess in the refrigerator? Mama don't eat no mushroom. Mushrooms are an experiment. You putting experiments in your body because I know this is your mess. All of this cheese and blah, blah, blah. She just went on and on and on. I'm standing at the kitchen sink washing dishes. Just washing dishes. She kept right on like she normally would do. And I finally turned around. When I turned around, she had the biggest smile on her face because she knew this is it. This is it. See, her and my mom, I know them. They get all excited when they think they've accomplished something. And instead of me screaming in the holler, I got close enough in her face where I can kiss her. And I told her, I said, you know what? You better stop allowing the devil to use you. The devil ain't used. I said, oh, yes, he is. I said, so you know what? You just keep embracing him. And as long as you embrace that devil, he's going to keep right on using you. And I turned around and I went on upstairs. She waited about 10 minutes to come upstairs because I guess she thought I was going upstairs to tell my mom. Finally, she came up and she eased in the recliner chair. What y'all talking about? I just looked over at her because I know she just thought I had told my mom. Nope. I'm home another time when my dad was passing. And my brother suggested that we have a family dinner since a lot of people were at home. Me and her, we go to Sam's Club to get some of the food. She was going to do some roast or something. I picked up a couple of baked chickens. And when I said that girl lost her mind, she lost her mind. What are you getting them baked chicken for? I don't want, who these folks coming to my house? I don't want all these ghetto folks coming to my house. Oh, she lost it. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, what the heck is wrong with you? I told her, I says, everybody may not want roast. So I'm getting some chicken just in case somebody wants some chicken. Who are all these folks coming in my house? I don't want ghetto folks in my house. Blah, blah, blah. I says, what are you talking about? You're talking about your family. And you ask me who all these folks coming to your house. No, you should know better than me. I don't live here. I want to know who they are. Who they are. I said, your family. You don't know who your family is? When I said she was cutting up in that store, so when we got to the cash register, you know how folks like that is. When they get an audience, oh, it's really time for them to put on the show. When we got up to that cash register, that girl, woo, when I say she went into overdrive. And I guess she thought I was going to stand there while she was cutting up that bag. Now, she said, who are these ghetto folks coming to her house? And I told her, I said, you talking about ghetto folks, but you in here cutting up like a ghetto person. She was cutting up so bad. I left that girl in the store. I left, went next door to Walmart, did some shopping, and went to her van. I was standing in her van when she finally came out the store. She come out the store looking at me. I don't believe you. I says, what do you mean? I can't believe you left me in that store. I said, I can't believe you was carrying on like that in that store and thought that I was going to stand there and let you do it. I told her, I said, honey, I don't know what's wrong with you, but the new Estelle don't put up with that type of foolishness. You got issues, and you need to deal with your issues. I wasn't finna standing there while you acting like a complete clown. This girl said that she was cutting up so that when she finally got through and got ready to pay and had paid the cashier, she turned around to tell me, come on here. And so when she turned around to tell me to come on, some man was standing behind her, kind of standing back some, looking at her like, what is wrong with this woman? What's going on with her? And she said when she looked around and saw him and saw the way he was looking at her, and she looked back at the cashier and said, you see where my sister went? She said the cashier told her, your sister left you a long time ago. I looked at her. I said, you were carrying on that bad. You didn't even realize I had left you? Are you serious? I'm at home one time. I'm just going to explain to you all how mentally challenged this girl is. I'm at home one time, and we had went to Cracker Barrel, me, her, and her youngest daughter. And you know how Cracker Barrel has a little gift shop out from the restaurant. So we walking around the gift shop, and we looking around, and she in another part of the gift shop, and my niece, she says, Auntie, has Mama ever done drugs? I says, no, not that I know of. Why? She said, because we could have sworn when we was growing up, she would leave and she'd come back and get to acting so crazy. We didn't know what was going on. I said, honey, that's just your mama, trust me. She ain't been on no drugs, that's just her. And she came up, what y'all talking about? I said, you? She said, what? I said, you ever done drugs? No, I ain't done no drugs. Who said I was doing some drugs? I said, your daughter just asked me, had you ever done drugs? No, she didn't. And my niece said, yeah, I did. And she said, why you ask her that? She said, because Mama, you used to leave when we were teenagers and you come back like you had lost your mind. And I looked at her, I said, it's a shame. You act so crazy, even your kids know. Now, I'm going to tell you, that is just some of the things a narcissistic person will do to you. My sister has always been jealous of me. And I don't know why. Always been jealous of me. I mean, she has done so much to me. She stole from me. She used to come to my house and just steal. I would go over to her house and see my stuff. You know how you have a knife block set? I was missing a couple of knives. Go over to her house one time and there they are. I said, girl, where you got my knife? And them ain't your knife. Don't you touch my knife. Them ain't your knife. And you know what? I was so scared of her and my mom, I wouldn't even take my own stuff back. I got a nice knife block set now. She wouldn't try it today. She would not try it. But she don't have no phone number on me. She don't have no address on me. She don't have no email on me. But if she were to even try it, when I get through with her, she wouldn't ever want to come back to Las Vegas no more messing with me. Because it's going to be a minute for her to get back to St. Louis. Because I got some planned for her. The same way she had all of this stuff planned for me, I got stuff planned for her now if she even tried it. Because trust me, we're not 60. She would still try me if she thinks she could. Trust me. A narcissistic person will do that to you. I've been on YouTube for a while. I got 2 other channels. When I cut her off, when she don't have no access to me, I look up one day and all of a sudden she on my YouTube channel in my comments. I was like, what the, my sister? Looking at my YouTube videos and commenting? I said, no. I don't trust her. I don't trust her. She made mention, ooh, girl, that looks nice. I wish you would make me a set of those candle holders. I said, it's a DIY channel for a reason. Did something else. And she said, ooh, I would love to have a set of those. If you make me a set of those, I'll pay you. And I responded, let me look around and see if I can find the supplies for it. Because that store went out of business. Let me show y'all what I was talking about. She was talking about these 2 things that I did. And that she wished I would make her son, she buy them for me. And let me show you something. This is my craft room. You see all of them sitting right there? I ain't making and selling her nothing. She won't get nothing that I've made, and I'm going to tell you why. When you deal with people who deal in the demonic spirit world, who go to their spiritual advisors, and you cut them off, they are always looking for a way to get back in because you have cut off their drug supply. And by that, I mean narcissistic people, they got to have someone to act crazy with. And when it's you, they have focused on for years, and you go no contact on them, and they can't get in contact with you no kind of way, they try to figure out how they can get back in. They try to figure out any way possible to get something that you have or get your information so they can feed it to their spiritual advisor. She'll never get anything that I've made. She gonna have to go around somehow and get it. But she won't get it directly from me. Because she goes to spiritual advisors just like my mom. And I'm sure she's probably had some mess on me too. I'm sure of that. And it's sad that when your own family members hate you so much, they use witchcraft against you. They hate you so much that when you cut them off, you don't trust them. You better not trust them. You better keep your distance. Because I know how close I was to being over in the grave. The way I look now, back in 2021, I didn't look like this. I did not look like this. I would barely get up, barely get myself dressed. And I looked like I was just there, guys. I don't ever want to go back there. And when you get from up under a witchcraft spell, a voodoo spell, that person is always trying to seek to figure out how they can get you back under their control. Because they don't want you to accomplish anything. They want to kill you. If they don't kill you, they want to disable you. And I'm telling you, I was at that point. I was disabled. I'm a lot better than I was back then. When you get from up under that demonic spell, your health starts improving. You start improving. You start looking good. So guys, I'm going to tell you something. When you're around friends and family that always need your information, that always want your address, that's always messing with you mentally, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. You know, think about it. When your mind is all jumbled up, you can't get nothing accomplished. You're stressed. They are trying to do that to you. And they're going to keep it up as long as you allow it. Some of y'all better start cutting people off left and right. I don't care if it's your mama, your sister, your aunt, your boyfriend, your friend, your husband. Y'all better start getting away from these people if you want to live and survive. Some of these people will unalive you in a minute. People, narcissistic people, they don't have no feelings. They are relentless. They are emotionless. They act like they ain't doing nothing to you. They know exactly what they're doing to you all. Get the hell away from them. Thank you all for looking at another video. Have a blessed day.